We are 22S Radio. 22S Radio is 22smedia.com and 88.1 FM KKJZ HD3, Long Beach, Los Angeles.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and now, our World Broadcasting Tag Team Champions of the World and a Cruiserweight Champion.
I'm Ethan.
I'm James.
I'm Rob.
We are BTR Pro Wrestling Talk, and of course, we got to kick it off by saying I acknowledge Roman Reigns as my tribal chief. James, you have something to say?
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to Bret Hart's family and everyone in Canada. I know they had Thanksgiving over the last, it was a few days ago, so I apologize for being a little late, but I did want to acknowledge that the Canadian Thanksgiving did take place over the last couple days. So again, just, a very happy Thanksgiving to Bret Hart and his family and all my friends out there in Canada.
Rob, do you have
thoughts?
Rob, any thoughts?
Do you have anything you want to acknowledge or celebrate today, Rob?
My screen is freezing, so I don't know if you guys can see me because.
Yay, Rob, screen. No, we can see you fine.
We can see you fine.
Do you have a holiday or something to acknowledge? Yes or no?
Or a person, like a person behind me that you would like to acknowledge? Rob?
Jimmy Uso. Or Main Event Jay?
James, is today the day you acknowledge?
Yeah, I did.
I'm trying to change my virtual background, but my screen is literally buffering and the screen is all white. I think.
Sir, do you have something to acknowledge or not? We have a show to do. We'll get back to Rob later in the show. Continue.
I think James hacked into Rob's computer and caused him to freeze up. He can't change his background because he was about to acknowledge his tribal chief. Rob, that's why we're the tag team champions here, okay?
Keep the titles.
We're on the same page here. Obviously, you acknowledged Roman Reigns a few weeks back, like you were supposed to. James, being very unprofessional over here, didn't want to do that, and I should have walked out. But see, I'm a professional here. I'm gonna fulfill these duties here. And speaking of fulfilling duties, I'm gonna promote our social medias because no one else does it around here. You can follow me at EthanME95. I guess if you want to follow, the Bret Hart lover over here, James, where can they find you, James?
They can go ahead and they can follow over at JH.
Rob, where can they find you?
Rob Flores Media.
There we go. Also, at Real BTR Radio. You can find us /Beyond the Ropes, and you'll find over 160 episodes currently uploaded there.
Have we never done like a whole Bret Hart episode?
The fact that you mentioned Bret Hart almost every week, I feel like if you combine them all, we have a Bret Hart episode.
Can we hire someone to do that?
If you want to spend the money, go ahead. It's not in our budget.
Oh, all right. I'll consider it. It may just show up on the YouTube channel one day.
We'll see.
If it's there, it's there, and you're not taking it down.
Technically, it's Rob's YouTube channel, so I can't control what Rob.
I already got Rob's computer, so.
That's right. You technically did hack. You're the SmackDown hacker from last year, apparently. Who ended up being Mustafa Ali. Anyways.
And where's his career gone lately? He's in a tag team, right?
Well, not necessarily. We did get an update this past Monday on Raw.
Well, my man's Mansoor?
Yeah, that's right. Your man Mansoor is about to job out in Saudi. He's going to job out to Mustafa Ali.
Does he have home field advantage?
The streak is going to end. That's it. The streak is going to.
Is it a Punjabi prison match or something?
Be bigger than when the Undertaker got defeated at WrestleMania. The streak is, it's going to be huge.
I don't think he's going to lose. There's no way. Is it a Punjabi prison match? Yes or no?
It's a singles match.
Okay. They just want to look like they're giving Ali a chance, huh?
Yeah.
If it was a Punjabi prison match in the Tokyo Dome, it'd be like a 12-star match right off the rip, right before they even made an entrance. What are the odds that we ever? What are the odds that we ever see a Punjabi prison match in the Tokyo Dome?
Never. We probably
Not even.
we might never see one ever again, honestly.
That's fair. That's fair.
Um, yeah, so that match got confirmed after they suffered another loss this past Monday.
That has to be the main event, right?
It's going to be one of the main events because, of course, we are getting the ones, and I'm putting my one. It's out of the frame here, but you got to put it up high. Roman Reigns.
You put it low, not against the
No,
rule to go.
no, you got to put it over the head.
Oh, you
gotta
have to
roll it
have.
up.
You got to do full elbow.
Full extension here, right here.
Okay. I'm just
Um,
applying my lip chap.
there you go. But the Bloodline, because they're the ones. Of course, Roman Reigns is going to headline Crown Jewel when he takes on Brock Lesnar. It's going to be a big show. Big show.
It's gonna be a no. It's gonna. Is there any stipulations on that?
Was that? No, I don't believe there were.
Then it's gonna be an. There's not gonna be a winner.
Brock's taking that loss.
There's no way.
Paul Heyman spoiled it. He cut an
What do you
amazing.
mean?
Promo. He cut an amazing promo on SmackDown. So Roman questioned, as we've been leading up to this, Roman did question Heyman's loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
In which case he had Paul Heyman explain to him, why should he believe Paul? And then after that, he gave his little explanation. It was a fine explanation. Say he would have no reason to turn on Roman Reigns. Why would he want to ruin what they have? And then he cut an incredible Paul Heyman promo straight directly into the camera, talking directly to Brock Lesnar. Saying what we already know, Roman Reigns is going to beat and conquer the beast. He is going to, he's a suplexorcist, as we mentioned last week. There's not going to be any suplex city. It's the island of relevancy. And Roman Reigns is going to defeat Brock Lesnar.
I mean, I guess it's kind of off top. Not really. Whatever. I think Brock Lesnar came out with a new shirt, didn't he? Are you gonna get that one?
A new Brock Lesnar shirt.
Are you gonna get it?
I am not. I do not own a Brock Lesnar shirt, and I do not plan on purchasing a Brock Lesnar
Why?
shirt.
You got everybody else. Except Bret Hart.
I do not have everyone else. But speaking of merchandise, I'm glad you brought it up. It was reported this past week that Roman Reigns is the highest merch seller right now as a heel and is selling as many T-shirts as John Cena was at one point as a heel. That's never been done before. As a heel, Roman Reigns,
what does that mean, though? What does that even mean? Like
making money. He's popular. He's at the very
I get that, but
he's a draw.
if you say at one point from John Cena, I mean that could have been him in orange shorts.
At Cena's peak, when he was the highest merch seller, Roman Reigns is matching that level as a heel.
Okay, so a little context. Normally, heels don't sell merch, so I think usually their contracts might even be a teeny bit bigger on occasion. I think because of that. Maybe I'm wrong about the last part, but I know heels typically don't sell merch well.
If they have any type of shirt or any type of merch, it's not very much. Obviously, over the last year, Roman Reigns has released a number of shirts. With one of them right here, Acknowledge Me. Of course, I own that one. Head of the Table, I own that one. There's a new Bloodline shirt. By the way, all these shirts are in black and in white, so you get options there.
Wow.
That's right.
He's going toe for toe with the color scheme of John Cena there.
That's right. He's mixing it up, and
he's mixing it up. Yeah, he's giving him a run for his money. I'm sure.
Options here. I mean, he did defeat Cena in the ring. Not surprising. He's defeating him in the merch department over there. I might end up splurging on that Bloodline shirt. He's been wearing it a lot lately. So I don't know. I mean, James, Christmas is coming up. I don't know if you want to come on.
Maybe. Depends on my mood.
Depends on your
mood. Okay, so is Crown Jewel this weekend or when do we make predictions? Because I'm ready to give an L to Roman Reigns right now.
Sir, I don't like your tone. I do not like your tone. But now that you mention it, crown jewel is actually going to be coming up as this episode airs. So technically, we should be
Boom.
giving our predictions. We'll give it at the end of the show.
We'll do it at the end of the show
we'll do
because
the last segment.
we got another big superstar to talk about.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Who am I talking about?
The
You're so
Just
smart.
God himself, Seth.
No,
freaking
no.
Rollins. No.
Go ahead.
Oh,
go
wait,
ahead.
hold on. All right. It wasn't Seth. I know who you're talking about.
Who? Don't
The
say
man,
Edge.
Becky Lynch. Oh, fantastic.
No.
He's a star. What? No?
No.
Who?
No.
Who?
I'm talking about the champion, Big E.
Huh.
I forgot. You're a Big E hater, aren't you?
The Usos defeated Big E this past week on Raw. Did you see that?
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm not gonna watch that foolishness. If
What
there's
do you
gonna be
mean
what was it two? Was it 2-on-1?
No, he teamed with Drew McIntyre. The Usos.
Well,
defeated
why did you
Drew
just
McIntyre
discount
and
Drew
Big
like Drew's a bum? Yeah, I heard.
Oh,
But so Big E and Drew, I guess they got some bromance going on. But I think we may also see them in the ring. Before we get to that, though, I just want to say it was a very busy weekend for Big E. He was making the rounds. He was on College Game Day
I
for
saw
his
that.
Iowa Hawkeyes. I believe he was wearing like yellow and black overalls or something. He did go to Iowa. I think he was on the wrestling team or something, or he was on the football team. Maybe. Go ahead.
Let me cut you off for a second. He was wearing the same overalls they actually wear at Cal State Long Beach during basketball games. There's
That's
a
right.
white man, and he was wearing the yellow overalls, the striped overalls. It's a fun little fact there. Same color.
That's why they did look familiar. Yeah, they did look familiar. So Big E was out at the Iowa Hawkeye game on Saturday morning for ESPN's College Game Day, like I mentioned. Had a good time, was rallying up the fans and stuff before that game, a big game against Penn State. I think Iowa did come out on top of that. It was like the number 3 and number 4 ranked team. So big things for the Iowa Hawkeyes, Big East University. And then the same night, Big E was also seen. I don't remember off the top of my head if this was in Vegas or not, but he was there for the Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder boxing fight, the third fight in their series. Fury did come out on top in that one. But Big E was there in the crowd for that. And then Big E he did the promo. He kind of did the little hype video intro leading into that fight. So Big E was all over the place on Saturday. He had a nice little showing for himself and promoted the WWE well, and doing the things that champions do. Now, again, we're gonna go back to Roman Reigns here for a second. What did he do on Saturday, and what did he do to represent the WWE in the same fashion that Big E did?
He wrestled at a live event, sir. He's showing up to work. That's what he's doing. He's winning matches. He's
doing B-list champion things.
He's throwing his gloves to young fans. Did you not see that video surfacing?
No one wants his stinky old gloves, and every time I see Roman Reigns
Man of the people
on some tweet with a video from people at these live shows, it's just Paul Heyman dancing to John Cena or Roman talking smack to the crowd. I don't see him giving no gloves to little kids. And if he was doing that, excuse me, I'm not done. And if he was doing that, he was doing nothing more than copying Bret Hart, because that's what Bret Hart used to do. He used to give his glasses to all the young kids and inspire them. And that's the same thing Rey Mysterio did too. He copied Bret Hart. Obviously, they may have crossed paths in WCW, and he asked him if he can borrow that tactic. So when he got to WWE, he put his little forehead up against the other little kids' foreheads, and tell them encouraging words because they're wearing his mask.
Why would Bret Hart give someone sunglasses when they're indoors? It makes no sense, sir. Sir.
So it wasn't just for that night. It was for their future, because he was telling them that their future was bright.
Why is he lying to children? Why is Bret Hart lying to children?
Bret Hart is not lying to children. You know what? I'm a journalist. I'm gonna find some of these kids that receive these glasses and do a follow-up and show you how successful their careers are. One of them is probably gonna run for president next year. Of what company or country, I don't know, but they're gonna be president in something.
Fun fact, James. I too am a journalist, and I'm gonna research that video where Roman Reigns is handing out gloves. I'm gonna find that child and have him send you a video scene.
He probably paid the kid, or it was probably Nicholas's cousin, who's also has the same referee dad. I don't know. Not buying it.
Retired for a few years. I don't know.
Well, yeah, that too, and his tag team partner's no longer in the company, so
Not playing with EC3.
I don't know where he's at actually. Where's Braun at? Is he? I
Um,
think, or
he's
was he supposed to be going to Impact or something?
he's playing with EC3 and his EC3's little
Oh, in the on the Independents.
yeah, whatever he's doing there. So
All right.
all right, let's talk about I mean we were
Okay.
on the subject of Big E. I guess we'll
Yeah.
continue with Big E. It was announced last week that Big E accepted Drew McIntyre's challenge for the WWE Championship at Crown Jewel. This week they got a little promo against each other at the beginning of the show. They were interrupted by the ones. There it goes again. Can't see it, but here, I'll move it up. There it is. The ones, the Usos representing the bloodline, saying they were personally sent out by Roman Reigns, a tribal chief, to send a warning to both guys because the winner of the match at Crown Jewel will face Roman Reigns at Survivor Series in that champion versus champion match. So, the Usos sent that warning, which led to a tag team match in the main event. And of course, main event Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso, of course, picked up the victory over the WWE champion Big E. And
of course they did. I mean, you know what? If there's anyone in that family or that bloodline, so to speak, that has any talent, it's definitely main event Jay, without a doubt. I can only imagine he's the one who got the pinfall on Big E and should be in line for a tag team title, or not a tag team title shot, but a championship title opportunity against Big E.
The match actually ended in a countout. So a win is a win, sir. All right, doesn't matter how they got it. It's not their
They
fault.
can't get a clean win to save their life.
It's not their fault. Big E and Drew McIntyre were out fighting in the back. What kind of tag team partners are they? They were fighting on the
I
outside.
mean, they're not the tag team champ. They're not as established. They're just thrown together, just like every other tag team that isn't the Usos or the New Day in 2021 or whatever.
It's supposed to be a unit. They had agreed. They shook hands earlier in the night.
Yeah, so did the Mega Powers, but you see how that turned out?
They did the Mega Powers handshake, actually.
I think I did see a tweet about that.
Yeah, they did do it. Now that you mentioned that, they did do it. But anyways, we're going to be.
I love it. It's so great.
We're going to be seeing Drew versus Big E for the WWE title at Crown Jewel. We'll give our predictions toward the end of the show. When we return, we're going to talk more about another match added, of course, with an interesting stipulation, as well as
NXT.
a couple tournaments that started.
Yes.
They picked up. We got 2 tournaments, the King of the Ring tournament and the Queen's Crown tournament. We'll be seeing the finals, I believe, at Crown Jewel. So we'll discuss there. All that and more right here on Beyond the Ropes. We are 22S Radio. 22S Radio is 22smedia.com and 88.1 FM, KKJZ, HD3, Long Beach, Los Angeles. Welcome back to Beyond the Ropes. We are BTR Pro Wrestling Talk. I'm your host, Ethan Jordan, alongside the analyst, James Williams, and producer, Rob Flores. Let's talk about King of the Ring, shall we? King of the Ring Queen's Crown Tournament announced a few weeks back. It's officially underway. Kicked off on SmackDown. Bring up the brackets here. Kicked off with Rey Mysterio versus Sami Zayn, Cesaro versus Finn Balor, Kofi Kingston versus Jinder Mahal, and Xavier Woods versus Ricochet. Rey Mysterio versus Sami Zayn, solid match. These two have some chemistry here. Exciting stuff. Same thing with Finn Balor and Cesaro. Not surprising that it was a killer match. Moving on to the second round was Sami Zayn after a distraction, accidental distraction by Dominic Mysterio, costing his father the match. And then Finn Balor ended up picking up the victory over Cesaro. Over on Raw, the Raw side, Kofi Kingston ended up losing to Jinder Mahal. Again, outside interference there. But we got to see Xavier Woods taking on Ricochet in a really fantastic match. They let these guys go through a segment at least. through the commercial break and see some stuff we don't normally see. Xavier Woods picking up that victory, moving
I
on to
think
the
too.
next round.
I think too. A lot of people were disappointed that we did, especially with the things that Big E is doing, and in the way he's kind of being pushed right now. I think a lot of people were kind of excited at the possibility of seeing a New Day semifinal match between Kofi and Xavier Woods. I kind of thought for sure Kofi would have beat Jinder, but it be that way sometimes. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure why they didn't decide to go with it. That would have been fun. It would have been a nice little match. You don't know who would have came out on top, and I think a lot of people always kind of see Xavier Woods as the third banana anyways in that group. So I think for him to kind of get a win over somebody like Kofi Kingston, I think, would have kind of helped him a lot in the way people view him. But obviously that's not the case. And I think Xavier Woods still has a chance to produce a good showing for himself here in the semifinals against good old Jinder Mahal.
Absolutely. And this is episode 164 of Beyond the Ropes, not 163. Sir, Rob is behind schedule here, but that's all right. Well, we're going to catch up here. I agree. Kofi Kingston versus Xavier Woods would have been a fun match.
I don't think they've probably never competed before, right? Not one-on-one. Maybe there was like a reason they got put in a stipulation. Maybe.
Maybe, but I don't believe so. So,
yeah.
Looks like we'll just be seeing Kofi playing the supporting character here, trying to get Woods that crown. Who do we see going on? So do we see Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn? Finn Balor wins that one, right?
I almost say no.
No.
Hear me out now. Because so if you're going to have, so I'm thinking Xavier Woods is supposed to win this whole thing, right? I think that's what everyone kind of thinks. I think that's kind of like Xavier Woods' dream is to be the king of the ring, right? So I think a lot of people want him in the finals. Whether or not they actually do it, I don't know. The thing that makes it interesting is that you have Jinder in this match, and isn't this kind of like isn't this a home field advantage maybe for Jinder? I think if he does get into the, or am I totally wrong about that? Isn't that his country, or am I off base?
I think you're a little off base.
Am I?
I believe so. Yes.
I'm checking.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. He is.
I am?
Yes. Technically, I
Wait.
think he's from Canada.
Oh, well,
With
I mean, yeah, but they all can't be Bret Hart now.
Indian
Anyways.
descent.
No, but wasn't that the whole reason why they pushed him to win the championship was for the Saudi?
No,
Or
it was for the India television stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that what
No.
I thought that's what Crown Jewel was. I mean, I know it's Saudi Arabia, but I thought that was.
That's something completely different.
I'm ignorant. Never mind. Anyways, with that being said, I mean, these are slippery slopes nowadays. I'm sorry. I don't know. So I think Xavier Woods does make it to the finals. And the reason why I say Sami Zayn over Finn Balor is because you're going to need a heel for Xavier Woods. And I don't, if you have Finn in there with Xavier Woods, I mean, it's going to take an upset to beat Finn if you're Xavier Woods. Not saying it can't be done, but I just kind of think you need a heel to kind of play with Xavier Woods. And I think those two would would put together. I mean, I would assume they maybe take the match seriously, but if it's also a comedy spot in a way, I think Woods and Sami can do some magic together from a comedy standpoint.
I think Finn Balor wins this one.
The whole thing or the match?
I think the whole thing.
Wow, you think so?
I don't think they'll give it to Woods.
I mean, don't get me wrong. WWE is totally the type of people who say, "Oh, that's your dream, huh? That's what you wanted your whole life, huh? We'll put you in the finals and then make you lose." I mean, that's the same thing as yeah. I mean, I'm totally not surprised by it. They're gonna try and rip people's hearts out for sure, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of excited to see how it plays out. But I think you have Xavier Woods and Sami Zayn. I think you get Xavier Woods over the top.
Okay.
Who do you have, Ginger or Woods? Who are you going with?
For the finals.
Yeah. Who do you have in the SmackDown in the Raw match to go into the finals?
Well, if I
I
got
mean, Finn Balor's got to be somebody.
I got Finn. Technically, a heel would make sense, but I don't
That's
know.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I'll
That's
go
why
with
Finn doesn't
Woods.
work.
I'll go with Woods going to the finals, but I think he comes close and just
I could
just
see that.
close.
Yeah,
I think he comes close.
we'll see.
Now,
Uh,
Finn doesn't make it to the finals, and yes, I can see Woods taking it. But
I
Finn
mean,
isn't
shoot, does Finn have any other kind of storylines, or is there any reason why he can get
not right
knocked out
now.
of this? I mean, I could totally see this being, yeah, like a, I don't know if redemption's the word, but he was in a title match not that long ago.
Mhm.
Rob says Finn will be too busy with who cost him the Roman match.
No, they completely
Who
dropped.
cost him?
They moved away from the
Yeah.
whole Roman
They
6.
dropped it just like they dropped Finn off the top turnbuckle. Jeez.
They just moved on. Finn just completely, they cut it.
They just chalked it up to the higher power,
Mhm. It was
unloosening the screws on that one, huh?
someone was looking up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
someone.
Sabu.
There you go. Queen's Crown tournament. Let me get those bracket here.
Okay,
Storm.
okay.
Tony Storm.
Uh,
Tony Storm versus
okay.
Zelina Vega. Liv Morgan versus Carmella. Doudrop versus Natalia, and Dana Brooke
Okay, wait, question.
versus Shayna Baszler.
Oh, never mind. Liv Morgan is not Mandy Rose. Okay, never mind.
No, she's over there going to win the NXT Women's Championship. I will talk about that probably next week because they do have Halloween Havoc, which is happening in 2 weeks. So
It is spooky season,
it's scary. I'm scared. They're going to spin the wheel. They brought back the wheel.
No way. Did they really?
They're going to bring it back for the women's title.
Spin the wheel, make a deal?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I hope we get a
Punjabi prison match. It's possible.
Put the title in a pole match.
There you go. Why not?
Zelina Vega defeated Toni Storm in quick fashion. Carmella defeated Liv Morgan in quick fashion.
Toni Storm got jobbed out? I mean, just Zelina Vega, I guess. I see. I mean, this is what I said though. You want Zelina on a new show, right? Didn't she move? I'm assuming she got drafted. She moved over, like I said. And they were gonna push her. They were gonna do something with her. There was a reason why. I mean, you don't sign a deal to just do whatever you were doing to start. So it makes sense. Kind of surprising that it was the Toni Storm. I mean, I thought they were gonna do something more with Toni Storm, but
we're waiting until after the draft to start doing these pushes and stuff. Right now, they're just doing the tournament just to get it out of the way. It seems like.
Makes sense.
Doudrop defeated Natalia. Not surprised there. Defeated Hart. The Hart on the losing end. What else is new?
Imagine. She has the most wins of or maybe it's the most matches.
They say the most matches that
they. Let me live. Go ahead.
And Shayna Baszler defeated Dana Brooke. I think one of the big issues here with the first ever Queen's Crown tournament, it's been going off on Twitter. These matches have been really short. I think they've all been under 6 minutes, under 5 minutes. A lot of them have been in 3 minutes or 2 minutes. So I think the reason is Shayna Baszler is going to squash the other finalists, and she's just going to win.
For sure. I mean, it goes with the storyline though of what they've been doing with her wanting to get a breakaway from Nia Jax and whatnot, right? So,
she's been dominant ever since, and I think she's gonna win this tournament.
It's a good little fresh start for her, and it'll kind of give her maybe not necessarily a gimmick, but it'll kind of give her something to do.
It'll give her a title. I mean, she's already the Queen of Spades. She's already the Queen of Spades.
There you go. Yeah, they could play up on that again.
So there you go. So those are the King of the Ring and Queen's Crown tournaments. Should be interesting. I believe the finals are going to take place at Crown Jewel. So looking forward to that. Let's talk about Seth Rollins, shall we?
I guess if we have to.
We have to. We have to give our weekly segment of Seth Rollins. First off, he's going to be the Monday Night Messiah again because he was drafted over to Raw.
Yeah.
Before he heads over to Raw, he's got some unfinished business with Edge. He was expecting Edge to reply. He wanted an answer for their match. He even said, "Look, if Edge shows up, give him this," and it's a framed photo of Edge and Beth, I think, together that he took from his house. Anyways, Edge came at the end of the night and very unnecessarily attacked Seth Rollins, and then challenged him to Hell in a Cell. And we're getting Hell in a Cell Edge versus Seth Rollins at Crown Jewel.
Okay. Felt like it was kind of random.
I think this
Like when did they?
This build up, it's been leading up to it.
Didn't they wrestle at the last pay-per-view or something?
They wrestled at SummerSlam. Edge got him there.
And then didn't they haven't had another pay-per-view since then?
Rollins defeated Edge at Madison Square Garden on SmackDown.
Oh, okay. So they did have another match.
They need a tiebreaker, and I couldn't think of a better way than Hell in a Cell. Should be an intense match.
Okay.
There is not a special type of ref, Rob.
Why would there be a special type of?
There's already a gimmick. You've got the cell. So this should be good. The matches they've had, stories they've been telling, from the Brood thing to the home invasion thing, has been good storytelling. So looking forward to this chapter ending. They were both drafted to Raw, however, so interesting to see what happens after that. So let's talk about another legend. Let's talk about Goldberg, of course. He's going to be facing Bobby Lashley.
Goldberg
at Crown Jewel. I heard he was Bret Hart's favorite opponent.
No, there's no way. There's no way. No way at all. Yep, that's me yawning. Goldberg.
I mentioned Lashley too, sir.
Huh?
I mentioned Lashley too.
Yeah, no, but Goldberg just kind of missed the whole thing. Was Bobby Lashley the champion when this feud started? Is that what happened?
He was.
Okay, because I remember we don't want Goldberg to take the title from Bobby Lashley.
Well, now Bobby Lashley's
maybe I missed giving kudos to the WWE on that one and not allowing Bobby Lashley to lose the title to Goldberg and instead having him lose it to Big E. So I'm okay with this. So they can do whatever they want. I still want Lashley to win.
Lashley's not going to win.
Just talking about Goldberg literally makes me yawn.
Gage Goldberg.
Oh my God, with Gage Goldberg. He doesn't even have. He just wants to get choked out again. That's all. He just wants to get strangled. Let's get choked out. If Bobby Lashley puts his hands on him, he's just going to choke him out.
It's not going to happen this time.
Yeah, because he's not going to get in the ring because he learned better.
No, I think he'll get involved. It's no disqualification. The Hurt Business might get involved because they're cheaters.
Good. Then they can choke out Gage Goldberg.
He's going to outsmart them both.
He's 15. What are they going to do? A hornswoggle?
I mean, he's almost as tall as them.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know. No comment.
All right. So, what else happened? Bobby Fish.
Gage Goldberg is not Dominic. Let's get that clear right now. Let's not try and push all these kids and all this other stuff.
No,
there's no way. Watch, they're gonna put the title on him by the end of the year. Jesus. They just say no NXT for Gage Goldberg. It's just Gage kid.
Goldberg's
Oh,
retired, I'm sure.
can we?
Uh,
Goldberg's making me tired. Can we move on from Goldberg, please?
let's talk about Bobby Fish, a star. He got
Mm.
signed
Okay.
to AEW. Good for him.
hmm Supposedly, he said that he was ready to stay on as a part-time trainer, agent, or something, and still trying to wrestle or something. What are
Mm,
your thoughts on that? And that was, I guess, before. I mean, of course, in hindsight, everyone says what they say. Whether or not it's true, whatever. But what do you think of that possibility? And do you think that would have kept him around any longer, or
I think so,
I
yeah.
don't know?
I think it would have been the smart thing to do, obviously. Fortunately, he's been injured a few times. He is older. They're making the cuts, and he just got cut, unfortunately. So, but glad to see that he is a part of another roster now. He's with Adam Cole. Maybe we'll see some type of reunion soon. We're two fourths there.
Yeah, you're two fourths there, and we'll talk about the other guys if we dive into NXT a little bit. Maybe we'll get some viewership numbers, but getting ready to go on a break here.
We'll be right back. We are 22 West Radio. 22 West Radio is 22westmedia.com and 88.1 FM KKJZ HD3 Long Beach, Los Angeles. Welcome back to episode 164 of Beyond the Ropes. I'm your host Ethan, joined alongside the analyst James Williams and producer Rob Flores. You can follow the show on Twitter at RealBTR Radio. Find me on Twitter at Ethan995. You can follow James
At JHW Reporter.
and you can follow Rob at
Rob Flores Media, and don't forget the R-Truth DMs for Ethan.
and involved in a match this past week. Costing Jeff Hardy, Austin Theory picking up that victory over the veteran Jeff Hardy. But yeah, R-Truth still chasing that gold. You can also follow Beyond the Ropes at Facebook or on Facebook at facebook.com/Beyond the Ropes. And of course, YouTube, just search up Beyond the Ropes. Let's talk about, you wanted to talk about NXT. I'm a couple of weeks behind, but I've kind of been keeping up with it a little bit on social medias. Do you have some numbers?
Yeah, we do have some numbers here on my good old notebook. 632,000 for NXT. Is that good? I feel like that's kind of low. I don't know. Anyways, 632,000, like I mentioned, for NXT. Raw was 1.8 million. I don't have the SmackDown number off the top of my head. But that usually is their highest rated show. So maybe we'll try and get that by the end of the show. And then I didn't get Rampage at all, but I did find AEW's Dynamite rating, and that was a 1.05 million. So they're hanging around that 5 million mark still. The baseball, I'm not sure how much it's impacted, but the baseball playoffs are going on. The NFL's kind of in full swing. When is Dynamite taking? Is that on a Thursday now, or is that Wednesday?
Dynamite is still on Wednesday this week. However, they're going to be on Saturday, so there's no show today as we're recording.
They're on. Okay, so yeah, so maybe the baseball playoffs are maybe impacting some of that a little bit, I think. But yeah, you got
I know,
basketball coming up. Go ahead.
this upcoming week, as we're recording this, SmackDown's going to be on FS1. It won't be on Fox.
Yes.
And doing
Now
an
that
additional 30 minutes as well.
really.
So, yeah.
So what? 2.5 hours?
Doing 2.5 hours, which Tony Khan's freaking out apparently because he now has a pre-show for Rampage, trying to get people to watch. I believe Bobby Fish is in a match, and then Bryan Danielson versus Minoru Suzuki in
the pre-show match.
In the pre-show match, yeah. So he's trying to get some people to watch during SmackDown, I guess. During SmackDown,
but is it going to be on TV? Or is that like on a Twitch or something?
I think it's on YouTube.
Oh, you're gonna put Daniel Bryan on YouTube to try and
get
that kind of doesn't make sense because you could just be on YouTube and on FS1.
So that's what
I
it is.
guess.
We also did get some news. The Iconics, formerly known as the Iconics, um,
They're like what are they called now? The icons or something?
the
Not icons.
Inspiration.
There you go. The
They're going to
inspiration.
be contending for the Impact Tag Team, the Knockouts Tag Team titles at Bound for Glory against Decay. So
I'm glad to see them back together again. I think that's just great. I saw that news and it really kind of made my day. I like when they're together. They're funny, and I think they'll do great things.
absolutely. NXT. We kind of veered away from NXT, but back to NXT.
Yeah, just NXT real quick again. Just a couple notes, couple things that stood out to me. I don't know how in detail do you want to get about some of these things. But I'm really kind of liking the fact that they got Indy Hartwell in this tag team. I'm still not totally familiar with it, but I just kind of catch the highlights of some of it. And I just think again, it's kind of interesting that they're still doing the wedding angle. She did get the pinfall in this tag team match that they had. I don't know who it was against, to be honest with you, but she kind of did. She showed off her wedding ring and kind of kissed it, and that's kind of what she thinks is helping her win or whatever the case is. Kind of haven't seen any highlights though on old boy Loomis. So I don't know where Dexter Loomis is at, but
I believe there was a segment with them last
there
night.
probably there probably was a segment, but haven't seen too much of him. Um, Julius from the Diamond Mine, you're a little bit more familiar with them,
Mm-hmm.
but Julius, he looks like a
Julius
wrestler
Creed.
out there with his singlet, and he did this like clothesline from hell kind of deal. It was a
Nice.
pretty good ending to that match. So go ahead and watch that one if you haven't. I thought the ending of that one was great. There's this other big boy named Von Wagner who really stood out to me, and he's being teamed up with your guy O'Reilly. It's kind of weird
Mm-hmm.
to see Kyle O'Reilly in this new just it's kind of weird to see these undisputed guys kind of um doing different things now. So it's just
Mm-hmm.
interesting to see, but yeah, he kind of this Von Wagner kind of looks like some throwback kind of dude from like he kind of looks like Greg Valentine or something like that. I don't know, something about him. He just looks very old schoolish, but good size. You did have Ciampa defeat Gacy. I don't know if that was officially the main event, but I think that match knocked Gacy out of that Halloween Havoc and having that from being a triple threat. So we will just get Ciampa versus Braun Breaker or
On Breaker, that's him.
Steiner Jr. I'm looking forward to that match. I want to see Braun win that title. Um,
I certainly hope not. Not yet,
what?
at least. Not yet.
Why?
It's too soon.
No, but they're just putting the rocket on a lot of these guys back. Like, even if you just
They
look at the
are.
highlights,
Did you see
like
the
if you
North
just look at the
American?
highlights, it's kind of like, who are all of these people? But I think
Well,
it's also a good example of like, why aren't they doing this on Raw or SmackDown? Like, it's not like there's not like they know the formula, obviously, of what it takes to kind of push new people or to turn a show around the way that they have. Sure, maybe the numbers aren't reflecting that, but that doesn't mean that they're not putting out like just it just looks fresh. You know what I mean?
mhm,
I'm not saying it's good or bad, but it just looks different. It looks like there's an attempt for some new people there. If I didn't know any better on like the fact that this was now a 2.0 kind of show they're doing or a revamp, I would have just thought all these guys are just established folks.
mhm.
Do you have any comments before I kind of finish with that Gacy
I do.
Champa ending? Go ahead.
Um, Harland, I believe his name is, formerly Parker
Yes.
Bordeaux, apparently
Mm-hmm.
attacked Champa after the match.
He did.
He's playing a very unique character from the little bits pieces I've seen. I haven't watched
Yeah. I
live.
mean, I think there's only kind of been little bits and pieces of him out there. And I think the thing with him is, so he kind of attacked Champa. He kind of had his hand around his neck or something. But then Gacy also kind of came out there and he tried to like put his hands on him.
And then he
And
ran away.
Gacy like caressed Harlan's forehead and then he ran away.
I
So I'm
don't
not
know
sure
what's
what the
going
deal
on.
is there, but it looks like there's going to be some sort of partnership maybe between Harlan and Gacy. Maybe that has an impact on where they go with Halloween Havoc, especially for that main event, I guess. Too, if they're really kind of aiming for Ciampa right now, I think maybe they kind of interrupt. Maybe it cost Ciampa the title, or maybe They still keep the title. Maybe they just try and force their hand into being the new #1 contender, but something to keep an eye out on. I had one other thing to mention, unless you had something else you wanted to mention first.
Is it about NXT?
It is about NXT.
Go ahead and mention it.
What do I have here? Yeah, so Swerve, whatever long name Swerve they give him, whatever his name is. Now
Isaiah
fill me
Swerve
in
Scott.
here. Yeah, Isaiah Swerve Scott. I'm just like, they're gonna put him on the main roster and call him Swerve. So why do we even bother? But
Probably.
now, what tag team is he in again?
Hit Row.
And aren't they called up already?
Yes.
Now, did all of them get moved up, or just the two like tag team guys, or
all of them.
So it's not a surprise that Swerve lost here,
No, people were expecting him to lose.
because
They
he
were
was in a
expecting him-
one-on-one with. He was in a one-on-one with who? What's the old boy's name? Santos
Santos
Escobar.
Escobar. They were expecting
Okay.
him to drop the title to him. That didn't happen. Obviously, he retained the title, and then we got a swerve. No pun intended.
I see what you did there.
You want to say it? Go ahead.
Yeah, and then what is it? Carmelo Hayes,
Mm-hmm.
I guess, cashes in on his
I guess it's a cash in. Yeah.
breakout star tournament contract
They
thing.
did mention anytime, technically.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It was just kind of weird. Again, maybe I haven't been following it as close, but I know like last week or the week prior there was a 8-man tag or whatever. They were in a tag team.
That's right.
Free for all, whatever tournament match or whatever. So I kind of, I didn't think there was a contract, or they were just kind of trying to do something with them on the tag team scene and just kind of maybe build Carmelo up a little. I don't know if it's Carmelo or maybe it's just Mello. I don't know.
Carmelo.
Is it Carmelo? Okay.
Mm.
I was just thinking of the basketball players. Yeah. So again, it looks like they're kind of doing something with Carmelo now. I mean, and as they should, if he's going to win the breakout tournament, have him be a breakout star and have him be the guy who beats Swerve, especially if Swerve's going up to the main roster. I think it was the right move. I wonder how Escobar now fits into all this kind of going forward, but yeah, I kind of liked what they did there. It kind of breaks away from what we've just seen of like pushing new guy comes in, new guy just wins automatically, new guy's now a star.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of had Carmelo go through this tournament. You kind of had Carmelo go through, kind of swerve us, I guess, kind of play off that some more. But, you had him in that tag team match, and then I think they were probably like the first or second team eliminated. And you're like, this is what they are. And then all of a sudden, you see this happen. So, again, nice little swerve, and we'll see what they do with Carmelo from here.
And he got that HBK rub, Shawn Michaels rub. He got a picture with Shawn Michaels. He posted. So good for him. Looking forward to seeing what they do with the North American title there.
And we haven't seen Triple H at all yet. He hasn't.
He's still recovering. I don't think
Still recovering.
We're going to expect to see him anytime soon. I think.
Okay.
Going to be recovering for a while. So.
And real quick, a shout out to Awesome Kong, who I believe is going into the Impact Hall of Fame. So there's that going around. I think that's a quick turnaround, and they're going to be doing a ceremony or for the during the weekend of Bound for Glory or whatever the case is. But I think that's coming up in the next week or two. So yeah, I think well deserved. I think that was probably the first time I had heard of Awesome Kong. And she's obviously done some different things since then. Been in WWE and has done stuff on Glow and may have been in AEW as well. So she's definitely kind of been around, and I think it's well deserved.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Let's get into some Crown Jewel. Go ahead.
Well, we have like 7 minutes left, but I'll keep it quick. But I'm starting to see a lot of buzz on this new mystery person. There's been the vignettes going around on NXT. A lot of people were thinking it was Elias at first, but I guess they dropped the name, and it's like Solo Sika, I think is what I'm saying. And it kind of looks like there's a little bit of like some tribal kind of stuff on this name. Maybe I saw this. I don't know if that's true, but I know there was like vignettes of this mystery person. It wasn't until today that I saw a name attached to it.
Interesting.
So
I'll have to watch it, and then we'll get back to it next week.
Yeah. So anyway, that's it for me. Go ahead with Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel predictions: Mansoor versus Mustafa Ali.
Oh, we're going with Mansoor for the win.
Rob,
He said no word on the Usos brother getting signed. That's probably who it is, to be honest.
it might. I think it's a woman wrestler.
It might be. Yeah, maybe with that name. But I did hear something about the Uso brother getting signed or whatever, right?
Potentially, yeah. I wouldn't be
I
surprised.
thought he did.
Well, I don't know. I didn't hear anything.
Oh, I
So,
heard
I
something
don't
about. I think it happened. I think it did happen.
Rob, Mansoor, or Ali?
Ali.
Why?
I would bet the streak's gonna go on. They're not gonna have Mansoor lose.
Duh, of course. I mean, that's the only time Mansoor has ever really wrestled, was once a year at the show.
Queen's Crown Finals.
Shayna.
I've got Shayna as well. Rob,
Who were the other ones again?
Carmella, Zelina, and Doudrop.
Wow, that's not really a lot. I mean, if they've just re-signed Zelina, they're gonna need her to have something to stick around for. So it might be Zelina.
Okay. King of the Ring tournament.
King Woods.
Yeah, I think Woods. I think it's gonna be Woods.
I'm gonna go with Balor on this one. You're right over there.
No,
Because he's called himself the Prince, so he's gonna be called King the Prince.
No, he'll just have that
No.
acknowledgement. He's not gonna be an actual king. He won't wear the crown or anything.
Oh, you don't think? Oh, you don't think they'll run him out there with the crown?
No.
Watch,
I'd be
they'll do it for a
surprised.
whole year. They'll call him the Demon King and everything.
They did call him the Demon King.
And that's what I'm saying.
boy.
They're gonna do it again.
Raw tag team title match: RK Bro versus AJ Styles and Omos.
RK Bro, I guess.
Let's see,
Wait,
RK
is this for the titles on the line? I would guess
they
so.
are
Right?
on the line.
Yeah, I'll go with RK Bro still, I guess.
Raw.
Same. And then I think out of frustration, almost an AJ split.
I could see that.
I could see that.
RK Bro as well. Next up, Bobby Lashley versus Goldberg in a no disqualification match.
Say it again.
Lashley versus Goldberg, no DQ.
Oh, no wonder I ignored it. I want Lashley, but I'm sure Goldberg will win, and I'm sure he'll belly dance or whatever with Gage Goldberg after,
Rob,
because they gotta take their shirts off for whatever reason.
Clearly.
Am I wrong? Do they not always do this? It's just not always not a thing. Tell me I'm wrong. Don't they not do that?
he did it once.
No,
Rob,
they I guess,
Clearly,
yeah.
there had to be no rules to use underhanded moves just for Goldberg to try to win.
Are you
Who do you
calling
have?
Goldberg a cheater?
He's gonna end up having to use items just to win.
I mean, it's no disqualification, so
He's probably gonna spear the two and handcuff them and deal with Lashley.
I don't think Goldberg really does that, but okay. Goldberg, I guess. We're running out of time. Who else? What other matches you got?
WWE title match: Big E versus Drew McIntyre.
Big E.
Yes.
Big E. Hell in a Cell match: Edge versus Seth Rollins.
Edge.
Is there such thing where you could win walking out of it?
Nope, that's a
No.
cage match.
Oh, okay, I was about to say he just crawls out bloody just to win over Edge.
No,
I
it
think
has to be
it's
pinfall
Seth.
or submission.
You think it's gonna be Seth? I'm gonna
Yeah.
take Seth as well. SmackDown Women's Championship: Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks.
Oh my god.
Bianca. Wait,
Yep.
Becky's in this too?
She's a champion.
Bianca.
I think it might be too soon, but even though I want
It's not
Sasha to
gonna be
win,
Who do you
It's
have,
gonna
Rob?
be Becky.
I don't think the title's gonna move hands.
Pick one.
I got Sasha.
Okay, go ahead. Next match.
Universal Championship: Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar.
Roman. Why is this not
Why
a
is this-
no-brainer?
It shouldn't be. You shouldn't be thinking about it, Rob James.
It's gonna be The title's not gonna change hands.
Acknowledge him.
Brock Lesnar's gonna win, but the title's not gonna change hands. I mean, I would think Roman's gonna win if it's gonna be
Roman's gonna win. And until
Brock's
next
gonna
time,
win but not winning the title.
this episode has been too sweet.
And I changed my answer back to Sasha.
Oh my god.
Oh my.